Right now at 10, the suspect in a La Crosse drive-by shooting is pleading guilty.
And bond is set for the man accused of killing a UW Whitewater gymnast.
Plus, Winona County board members are pursuing a ban on large-scale dog breeding.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
The suspect in a La Crosse drive-by shooting is now accepting a plea deal. DeAndrew Grant is pleading guilty to attempted first-degree intentional homicide, substantial battery, first-degree recklessly endangering safety, and possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. His remaining counts are dropped. He had faced 29 felony counts for allegedly shooting 6 people outside Polito's Pizza in downtown La Crosse in June of last year. Courts had denied Grant's previous claim of mental incompetence for charges related to the shooting. His sentencing hearing is set for November 1st.
The man accused in the murder of a UW Whitewater gymnast has been identified. On Friday, 21-year-old Kara Welsh was shot dead inside an off-campus apartment in Whitewater. 23-year-old Chad Richards now faces several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide and endangering safety. Richards was listed as a member of Whitewater's wrestling team for the 2021 through 22 season. Richards is held in the Walworth County Jail on a $1 million cash bond.
A man is dead and another injured following a motorcycle crash in Crawford County. The accident happened just after 5 p.m. Sunday in the township of Freeman. 39-year-old Matthew Kellerman was headed north on Highway 35 when he swerved to avoid a rear-end collision, causing him to lose control of his motorcycle. He and his passenger, 48-year-old Tennille Zempel, were ejected from the vehicle. Kellerman was airlifted to the hospital where he later died. Zempel suffered minor injuries. Neither of them were wearing helmets or protective gear.
No one is hurt after a La Crosse house fire this morning. Around 9 a.m., fire crews responded to a fire on 9th Street South between Main and King Streets. Fire crews responded within 1 minute of the fire alarm and found all residents safely outside on arrival. Officials say overloaded electrical wiring started the fire. The residents are displaced and the house has moderate fire and smoke damage.
A Necedah homeowner will not be charged for a house fire that killed 6 people. In June, a family of 6 was renting the property while on vacation. The house caught fire and killed all 6. The Juneau County District Attorney says he has reviewed police reports and is not advising criminal charges against that property owner.
Yeah, we had a fantastic weekend, a start to the work week, and we got at least one more day before we see some things change. But overall, it's been a great start for the day. Tuesday, if you look at SkyCam with a few cirrus clouds out there overhead. We did have a little bit of a haze as you go further north, especially northeast of Eau Claire, and you kind of see that towards sunset there as we begin off into the distance, which makes pretty good, nice sunsets with that smoke that is from the fire. Otherwise, if we go throughout the temperatures right now, a little bit warmer than last night. We're looking about 2 to 3 degrees above what we were at this point yesterday, but still very comfortable temperatures, hardly a cloud in the sky. The next system we're keeping an eye on is well to the west. It's getting closer to the Dakotas, but it's at least another 24 hours till we'll start seeing some at least cloud cover creep back into the area, probably until Thursday morning that we actually see some rain come with it. Overall, as we kind of time out things going throughout the night, temperatures will continue to fall back into the 50s. There might be a few areas as you wake up again back into the mid to upper 40s, but all in all, I think it'll be a little warmer as you wake up because that wind out of the south is starting to increase overnight, and that'll be the story as you go through tomorrow. We'll get back up to the mid to upper 70s for both locations by noon. Still clear skies, a little bit of haze. Then coming up later, we're going to time out the rain that's going to be on its way for Thursday, and then a brief but significant little cool down that'll come for at least the beginning of the weekend a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Winona County Board Commissioners are once again pursuing a ban on new large-scale licensed dog breeding operations.
As Jeremy Wall explains, the board is closing in on a temporary ban this winter. Jeremy.
Well, Emily, since 2016, Winona County has been trying to ban new dog breeding facilities in its rural areas because of its negative impacts on the health of dogs. Now, if the interim ordinance passes, new applications for large dog breeding facilities will not be accepted.
Winona County Board of Commissioners recently voted 3-2 to adopt an emergency measure on new
dog breeding facilities.
It's been a long time coming, and we want to get this to fruition, especially with a 3-2 vote.
It includes a timeline that will not accept new applications for dog breeding facilities of 4 or more dogs in its rural areas. As we've previously reported, experts testify that it negatively impacts animals' mental, behavior, and emotional health. Commissioner Greg Olson is for the ban.
My dog has anxiety issues from growing up in a puppy mill situation.
But commissioners, including Marsha Ward, have other opinions.
There is no rational basis for us to, ban dog breeding in the agricultural zoned area, because we allow all kinds of much larger scale animal operations.
Ward also believes the county would need to follow its zoning and land use ordinance for changing the existing conditional use permit process for banning this activity.
And we need to follow a process. This has happened before. A couple years ago, it went to the Planning Commission and a different assistant county attorney, and it was recommended to do nothing, that we continue working this process by the conditional use permit process.
The proposed drafting ordinance will be reviewed on October 8th. And guys, the Planning Commission will have a public hearing on the ordinance in November. The board will vote on the interim ordinance on December 5th. Ken and Emily?
All right, thank you, Jeremy. The interim ordinance can become permanent by next summer. President Biden is set to make a campaign stop in rural Vernon County this week. According to the White House, he will be in Westby Thursday afternoon, where he's expected to highlight how his policies have helped small-town Wisconsin families. His visit comes the week after former President Trump's town hall in La Crosse.
Western Wisconsin still very important to the presidential race. Wisconsin Congressman Derek Van Orden is touring ORC Industries in Arcadia with Ashley Furniture representatives. ORC have been packaging furniture parts for Ashley Furniture stores since the late 70s. The Western Wisconsin congressman today met with employees and learned more about the company's mission to advance the independence and self-sufficiency of people with disabilities. Now, while some House Republicans have proposed spending cuts to these kinds of programs over the last few years, Van Orden says they should be protected.
We got to understand that there's a place for these programs, and there's a lot of well-intended people that want to end these programs, and they simply just do not have a holistic understanding of people with profound disabilities and the different sets of benefits that are provided by the Social Security Administration and other parts of our government.
Van Orden says it was heartwarming to see how excited the employees at ORC were to come to work every day.
Wisconsin Democrats held a town hall in Green Bay tonight. Madison area Congressman Mark Pocan hosted the town hall on the perceived dangers of Project 2025, created by the Conservative Heritage Foundation. The 900-page document is a blueprint for a second presidency under Donald Trump that includes abolishing the Department of Education and limiting abortion and contraceptive access. Pocan is echoing national Democratic calls that Project 2025 is a danger to democracy.
One, it's a power grab. Two, it's taking all the conservative principles they've wanted to get done for years, puts it into here. And three, it takes a real rightward shift on religious extremism, and you're seeing a lot of that in Project 2025.
Now, former President Donald Trump has denied any involvement in Project 2025. The project's contributors include many officials from Trump's first administration who've said on recordings that Trump is very supportive of what we do.
La Crosse's Judiciary and Administration Committee has recommended to adopt a 2024 city housing study. Last year, the city hired an Iowa-based urban planning firm to survey La Crosse's housing stock. That study found half of La Crosse renters are currently cost-burdened, and house sales have dropped significantly in the county since 2019. One of its main conclusions is that overhauling the city's zoning code will reduce barriers to more creative housing developments. Council members tonight are most concerned with the study's finding that La Crosse has fallen behind its housing demand.
We need about 200 to 230 units per year for the next decade to catch up to where we need to be.
We need all types, and what we're seeing is mostly large multifamily. We're just not seeing as much infill development or small incremental developers.
In the last decade, the city has averaged 120 new units a year, and that's including the currently in progress River Point district. The current zoning code has most non-agriculture areas currently zoned as single family, so any proposals to change such a property need special city approval. The city has set aside $260,000 for different consultants to help overhaul that zoning code starting next year. A back-to-school extravaganza.
A look at some big changes for some of our area schools as they start the new year.
Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you have trouble opening a window or keeping one in place, you may have frame damage, worn materials, or even hidden problems you can't see. You need a trusted window company to evaluate it, check for hidden issues, and possibly replace the window. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for free installation and 48 months interest-free financing. Choose Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions or something less.
My cancer drugs, $1,800 per month.
My hospital bill for a heart attack, $241,544.18.
I'm Rebecca Cook. My parents are like a lot of folks hit hard by sky-high medical bills, and with hospital closures, access to care is an even greater challenge. So what does Derek Van Orden say? Destroy Badger Care, gut Medicare, deny women reproductive care. I'll fight for affordable health care. Derek Van Orden won't, and that's why I approve this message.
Go get him, honey.
Well, today was the first day of school for many kids across the Badger State, including Eau Claire. Students in Eau Claire headed back to the classroom today. They were greeted by a special guest, Governor Tony Evers. The governor stopped by Manns Elementary around 10 a.m. this morning as part of his annual back-to-school tour. Governor Evers, a former educator himself, has made investing in Wisconsin schools a top priority throughout his administration, and he says he'll continue fighting for school funding at the state level.
We can't have our school districts, constantly going to the taxpayers to ask for more money just to keep the doors open. We can do better at the state level, and we'll do whatever we can in the next budget to make sure that that money is there.
After lunch, Evers headed to Superior Middle School and then made his way to Milwaukee to stop at schools over there.
Stoddard Elementary opened its new outdoor learning space to their students today. The pavilion, built in honor of Nevaeh Namiski, a former fourth grader at Stoddard who was killed in a car accident 3 years ago. Donations from a yearly fundraiser called NeviFest went towards this build. Brickell Brothers designed and built the space, and Finney Concrete donated the cement. Derek Fulsang of Stoddard Elementary says plans for use of the pavilion remains an open book.
They wanted a place where a kid could find a friend. So if you're on the playground and a kid needed to hang out with somebody, just talk to somebody, this could be that safe place to come. And then we also talked about it being a place where we can come read outside in the shade.
NeviFest plans on continuing to donate proceeds from their yearly fundraiser to the elementary school. Stoddard plans to build new cubbies for kindergartners and first graders next.
Onalaska Middle School students are starting up in the midst of a $50 million renovation project. Construction of a two-story addition for classrooms, an artificial turf area, and a new roadway on the north side of the building for family drop-offs and pickups have already been completed. The new roadway will make drop-offs and pickups much easier for families and staff.
It's going to be great, though, to have a dedicated drop-off and pickup lane so that we don't need to be clogging up the city streets with that. And so having a dedicated space for that will just make it safer and, just a more smooth process as well.
Additions to 8th grade classrooms and a 21,000 square foot Boys and Girls Club are among construction projects still underway. Renovations are set to be complete by the end of summer 2025.
College students also geared up for their first day of classes. Over at Western Technical College, they held a welcome back block party and introduced their new 7-week class format. The program will pack 15 weeks of classes into 6 7-week sessions each academic year. The president of Western says the response to the new program has been positive overall.
Feedback from the instructors has been strong. I think everybody's ready to get started. It was a lot of work. It was 3 years of building for this.
Those who attended the block party were able to get free haircuts, enjoy some free food, and learn about resources both on and off campus.
Well, we have more news coming up, but first,
we definitely got warmer conditions for Wednesday, but we do have rain that's going to impact maybe your activities for Thursday. We'll kind of time that rain out for Thursday and show you what the temperature will look like behind that. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Improving your home, improving your life with quality for less. Don't be fooled by free installation or buy this and get that free. Be assured this baloney is the road sign to high prices. Discover what thousands of your friends and neighbors have for over 30 years. The best price today and every day on windows and doors, bathrooms and kitchens, siding and gutters, sunrooms, decks, and pergolas. Call or visit the board store for a prompt free estimate. 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse, since 1989.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage.
What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
Get ready for the holidays and save money during our fall sale at Interior Designs Home. All of our carpets are on sale. You'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimates in your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Yeah, we got another nice night ahead, maybe a few degrees warmer than we've had the past night just because the wind will be out of the south, but still could see some upper 40s in locations, otherwise clear skies. The wind will pick up. Not quite as cool, but still overall pleasant conditions too as you wake up with a little bit of a chill there. But the south wind will start increasing as we go throughout the morning, and you'll definitely notice in the afternoon. So temperatures probably in the mid 70s by noon and potentially upper 70s, low 80s as we go in the afternoon. There'll still be some haze out there from the fires, from the smoke that's aloft, but it shouldn't be as bad as we saw some of the areas up to the north. We'll start seeing some cloud cover as we go towards this time tomorrow evening from the west as the system begins to approach, but it'll remain dry for that point, and really throughout most of the night it's going to remain dry as precipitation is still at this point 11 p.m. west of Minneapolis. That is a system that will be tracking for some rain rain coming in for Thursday. Won't amount to much, but that will come through. The bigger story will be the temperatures behind it. Tomorrow's highs pretty close to where we should be. Upper 70s, low 80s. I think a lot of areas will see that 80-degree mark or climb into the low 80s. Breezy conditions, as mentioned, with that wind coming out of the south as the system approaches. If we kind of time out that system, it's really out to the west. There's two pieces of it. Here's the one front that'll begin to approach the areas I've just showed. Then by Thursday morning, we might see a line of showers, potentially thunderstorms approach Eau Claire, and then eventually La Crosse. The timing's a little bit uncertain, but it could impact the morning rush hour to potentially noon hour before it pushes to the southeast. We could see lingering showers going on Thursday afternoon. I think a lot of areas will probably be dry with clearing skies as we get closer to Thursday evening. But notice this wind all the way from the northwest. This is where the cool air is going to really start coming down into our area from the northwest. So that's what we'll be looking through Friday. As we go into Friday, probably some cloud cover in the afternoon and showers as this whole thing begins to wrap up. So you'll definitely notice it going into Friday where temperatures in the north will struggle to get out of the 60s. We might hit 70 on Friday. We'll be lucky if we do. Otherwise, we'll have another day going on with this cooler conditions. In fact, if you look at the below temperatures departure from normal as we go through Wednesday, a little bit above, indicated by that warm air. Tomorrow we'll see. And then we're going to see a lot of blue going from Thursday to Friday, even Saturday. We can see 10, 15, potentially even lower than that. So that means high temperatures, mid-60s up to the north, lower 60s to the, mid-60s to upper 60s, and the overnight lows could be into the 30s for some locations. The good news, by the tail end of the weekend, we're going to start modifying those temperatures, getting back to the upper 70s or mid-70s where we should be for this time of year. And notice the red out to the west. That's a sign that we go into next week. We're going to kind of flip the switch, and I think we're going to come right back up into the 80s, pretty typically for what we would expect for September 2, kind of flipping back and forth. And there's your temperatures here. We're looking at the 60s a lot of the weekend, and some areas could see the mid-30s, especially those favorite Colts locations of the area. And then we do rebound pretty good for next week. The one thing you'll notice is, besides Thursday, is a dry forecast, but we do see the temperatures. This is really typical September to go back in the 60s, come back into the 80s here the next week.
Yeah, a little bounce around.
That is
You'll
showing
bounce
that
around, so it's pretty normal.
meteorological summer is over. It starts September 1st.
June, July, and
right
August
now.
is where we calculate summer, and now fall for the meteorologists, we calculate that.
I still go by September 21st. Like, I will not put out my fall stuff until that day.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
right?
For sure.
Prolong it as long as we can. Okay.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, an MVC clash on the volleyball court. Two teams look to start off their week with a victory. Plus, one area soccer team hoping to stay unbeaten against the reigning conference champs. Jacob is up next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Hear everything but the gunshot. Introducing Soundgear Phantom, the world's first custom Bluetooth-compatible and rechargeable hearing protection and enhancement device, blocking loud, harmful noises while giving you that edge to hear better while hunting.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska.
More lies from Donald Trump. The truth? On Kamala Harris's watch, violent crime went down. Her record as district attorney and attorney general? Locking up child abusers, online predators, and violent offenders, and shutting down international drug cartels. Under Donald Trump, a violent crime wave, and Trump ordered MAGA extremists to kill the bipartisan border security bill. Trump just talks tough. Kamala Harris is tough.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
At River Valley Remodelers, we know that the bathroom is the most personal space in your house. That's why we don't come in with preconceived ideas or cookie-cutter installs. We'll sit down and talk with you about your needs and dreams. Whether it's a tub or shower or an entire bathroom design, we'll take the time to talk with you and get things just the way you want it. For a limited time, get a free shower door or a color upgrade with your shower purchase. So let's talk about the most personal room in your house. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
Ever have one of those days? Yeah, one of those days. We're here to make your day brighter. Q Ultra's A+ accounts, turning bad days into A+ days. Say hello to convenience and security with online and mobile banking, contactless debit cards, and mobile wallet. Plus, better rates, no minimum balance, and no fees. Make every day an A+ day. Open your account online today or stop by your local Ultra office. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life, one stress-free day at a time.
Here Hear everything but the gunshot. Introducing Soundgear Phantom, the world's first custom Bluetooth-compatible and rechargeable hearing protection and enhancement device, blocking loud, harmful noises while giving you that edge to hear better while hunting.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, high school volleyball returned last week, and teams are still trying to knock off all the rust before the heart of the season gets started. And that's what we had tonight at Logan High School as the Rangers were hosting Sparta for an MVC matchup. First set action, Rangers with the serve. Sparta defending. Brooke Evans is going to set it up, and Ellie Falker is going to knock it down. Rangers can't get to it. Point to the Spartans. Later in the set, both teams battling. Rangers setting it up. Nora Keller passing it over to Kaya DePaulo. Perfect spot. She gets the kill. Point to Logan. But the Spartans started to heat up. Emerson Downing with the serve. Drops it in there for the ace. Then on set point, Downing again, and the Rangers cannot come up with a return. Sparta takes the set, and they would go on to win the match 3-1. How about a little MVC soccer action? Aquinas hosting Toma. Blue Gold is already up 1-0 when there's a foul inside the box on a push. So Simon Weiser steps up to try to double the lead for the home side. He slots it past the keeper in the bottom left corner. And later in the first half, hosts on the attack again. And once more, ill-advised tackle attempt too close to the net. So Weiser steps up looking for another, but Brennan Brown throws a paw at it to save it. In the second half we go, and under 4 minutes in, it's a bad pass from the Toma goalkeeper, which finds the feet of Vincent Barr, and check out the left-footed strike by the Aquinas attacker. We will not see much better than that. Blue Goals win by 3. We've got a bunch of teams who are started off 2-0 here in the football season. One of those being the Luther Knights, and they've got wins over Blair Taylor and Bangor to start the season. But now it's time for conference play, and the Knights are back in the Cooley Conference for the first time since 2019. Luther has made the playoffs each of the last 3 seasons. Now in his 3rd season as starting quarterback, senior Jackson Kendall is confident in his game, even though the pregame butterflies are still there.
You still get nervous before every game, but that's a good thing, and the experience has definitely helped me. The game has definitely slowed down a lot. My sophomore year was going really fast, and I always didn't make the right plays and just didn't always execute them the best that I could, and this year's slowed down, and I know where to go with the ball more and just know what to do with it.
Now up front, we just know if we give him time, he'll make something happen, so it just gives us a little more drive to give him that extra few seconds, whatever it is.
I've seen him really evolve that way with managing the game even better and managing the teammates now too. So his leadership has been just outstanding. Yeah.
And Coach Comey is also excited about the defensive improvements this year as the team collected a shutout last week. And the Knights begin Cooley Conference play later this week when they host GET, and you can catch those highlights on the Friday Night Frenzy. The UW lacrosse football team is just 2 days away from their season opener against RPI near Albany, New York. The Eagles set out for an 18-hour bus ride yesterday. Not your typical start to the season, but nonetheless, UWL will be tested as the Engineers haven't had a losing season since 2011. They returned a ton of talent from the 2023 squad, and Matt Janis knows week 1 will be anything but a walk in the park.
You watch them, like the schemes that they're running on offense, schemes that they're running on defense, like our coaches themselves are going to be challenged as well throughout that game. So yes, that is in terms why we're trying to do some of this stuff too, is so that we're ready to go come, when UW Platteville comes here on October 5th.
And kickoff for that one is set for 4 p.m. Central on Thursday. That'll do it for sports. More news after this.
Run forward and give back at the YMCA Maple Leaf Walk Run presented by Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Join us in person or virtual with a 5K, 5-mile, half marathon, and kids fun run. An event for everyone. Register at laxymca.org.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment, so all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you feel cold or drafts here, you have gaps, worn seals, or even cracks here, you need a trusted window company to replace the window and help you save money on your energy bill. At Clear Choice, we know that your home is your biggest investment, and in a year like this, every dollar needs to be spent wisely. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Call now for free installation and 48 months interest-free financing.
Have you ever met with a mortgage loan officer and after only 2 or 3 minutes, they push your papers towards you and say, "We can't help"? At Firefighters Credit Union, we call that the big push. When you meet with Matt Farron or Troy Arns, they know you deserve a lot of time and know you're going to be ready for a mortgage someday. So I guarantee you, you'll never get the big push at Firefighters Credit Union.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Run forward and give back at the YMCA Maple Leaf Walk Run presented by Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Join us in person or virtual with a 5K, 5-mile, half marathon, and kids fun run, an event for everyone. Register at laxymca.org.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, some new photos show the dramatic decay occurring on the underwater wreckage of the Titanic. The images were taken in July by RMS Titanic. It's an American company that has salvage rights to the vessel. They show a previously intact railing around the ship's upper deck that has fallen off.
Now, the recent expedition in July was the 9th since 1987 and led to the discovery of a 2-foot-tall bronze statue of the Roman goddess Diana, which once sat on a fireplace mantle in the Titanic's first-class lounge. The RMS Titanic says it's saddened by its inevitable decay and will continue to preserve and document what it can as the ship's condition changes. And with that, Greg, we'll have one final look at your forecast.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
Okay, 500 deluxe garden gnomes. Wow.
I only meant to order 5. There's not enough money in my account for these. I'm gonna get charged.
2 things I just can't deal with: overdraft charges and garden gnomes. But your BMO Smart Advantage checking account gives you an extra day to avoid an overdraft fee.
Nice to see a bank cutting people some slack.
Well, mistakes happen, and we give you time to correct them.
So you don't like gnomes, huh? What about that one?
That one I like a lot.
BMO. Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
At Sealands Carpetland, we know how hard your family can be in your home. Relax, we're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners that can create a home. It lasts a lifetime. Our flooring from Sealands is perfect for muddy feet
and
water balloon fights. At Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley, let us help you find the perfect flooring because our #1 priority is you. happen today.
We get it. You wake up and almost right away it's cranked up to 11. Work, the kids. But that's where we come in. We're the news you can watch without looking at your TV. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right, really another fantastic day tomorrow. A little bit warmer, maybe some haze, but still dry, nice conditions. That wind out of the south will pick up a little bit, so breezy conditions. And then the rain does come for Thursday, but notice the temperatures behind it. That's probably the bigger story going into the weekend. The positive is it doesn't last too long. It looks like we're going to rebound pretty quickly on Sunday. And next week, we're going to flip the switch, and we're going to get right back into the 80s probably.
Yeah. And it's okay, because Thursday we'll all be inside anyway watching the start of the NFL season.
True.
We know what we're doing. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow.